ASMRGaming. Greetings, everyone, and welcome back to yet another ASMR Music Geek video. So, shout out to all of the Travis Scott and non-Travis Scott fans in the comments. Today we are going to be reviewing and checking out the latest Travis Scott collaborative album, which is called JackBoys. Interesting name. This is, a third time that Travis Scott has put out kind of like a collaborative mini-style album. Not, one of his main studio albums, but where he has collaborated with other artists previously. I think it was like about a year and a half ago, if I remember correctly, Travis released an album with Quavo. Some of the more die-hard Travis Scott fans might know this, but it was called Huncho Jack Huncho, as in Cactus Jack, Travis Scott, if you're a fan, Cactus Jack and all of that stuff. Not gonna get into that. But essentially, that was an album which was mostly Quavo, Travis Scott, every single song together. And it was a very, I'd say, slept-on album. A lot of the hardcore Travis Scott fans like a lot of songs on that, and some of the more casual and mainstream Travis Scott, listeners completely forgot that album ever existed. So definitely go check out Huncho Jack Huncho if you've never listened to it. Lots of good tracks on that album. Kind of slept on, like a few other collaborative albums in the past from other artists. I feel like that one was, received okay. It's just people forgot about it, so hopefully this one kind of brings attention to the old one. So, JackBoys is the latest kind of like collab album Travis Scott has put out. He teased it and then released it shortly after teasing it on Twitter. He was talking with fans and stuff. Basically for this entire month of December, he's been very vocal on Twitter and posting on Instagram daily, which Travis doesn't normally do. Sometimes he'll take a break. And sometimes, he'll just post 8 times in one day or something. So I love to see that, interacting with the fans and stuff. He's great at doing that sort of thing. So, just some background. So JackBoys is the kind of name Travis gave to this kind of collaborative group effort of getting people under the Cactus Jack Records name into this album. So for those that don't know, Travis Scott has his own record label, as do many other artists out there. Lots of rappers, they have their own label where they sign their close friends or people that they think are going to be up and coming stars. So Sheck, Don Toliver, and let me think, there's a few others that aren't even on this album. I think there's 2 that aren't on here, but there's Don Toliver, you have Sheck, and Pop Smoke. I can't believe I was forgetting about Pop Smoke. So yes, Pop Smoke, Don Toliver, Sheck, Travis Scott are the JackBoys, and they're, basically mostly featured on this album with some guest appearances. So this album, the artwork, pretty cool actually. Love this right here. Someone mentioned to me that the album should have been called the Cactus JackBoys, but I don't know, I felt like that was a little bit too corny, and I don't think Travis would have liked that. He likes to keep it cool, so I think the name JackBoys references Cactus Jack, and at the same time makes it kind of interesting, kind of cool. Kind of like a rap collective group, for those that know the ASAP Mob. There's ASAP Rocky, ASAP Ferg, and then there's the ASAP Mob, which features a lot of other artists and people. Or Odd Future with Odd Future Wolfgang, Kill Them All. You have Tyler, you have Earl Sweatshirt, you have Haji Beats, and all the rest of those guys that some of them not that famous, but people really know Tyler. So this is basically what the JackBoys are. So Travis Scott, everybody else. So nice album artwork here. Really like these cars, kind of like old style heist movies. If anyone is familiar, maybe the first. Let me think. Maybe the first Fast and Furious movie. If anyone has ever seen Gone in 60 Seconds, Miami Vice, maybe The Italian Job, some of those other movies. I don't know, that's the vibe I'm getting from this album artwork here. Just really cool, kind of like car heists and stuff like that. That's what kind of vibe I'm getting off the album cover. So really nice, kind of grainy, but that goes with Travis's aesthetic for most of his stuff, so nice. So first track on this album, like when you click on JackBoys, the album, first song on it is Highest in the Room. It's a remix featuring Rosalia, and Lil Baby. Now, I'm a big fan of Highest in the Room, I'll put that first. I've been listening to Highest in the Room probably every single day since the single dropped. So, like, no joke, every single morning or something that's in my playlist, I'll listen to it. And I still have it on there, so really like the original. This remix, though, this is what the album starts with, a remix of Highest in the Room, which I really like. I'm a fan of Lil Baby, and I'm okay with Rosalia. I've listened to a few of her other, songs and stuff from her own album, and she's pretty good. But on this, I have to be honest, I feel like both of these do not contribute anything to this song. In fact, it makes it slightly less appealing, in my opinion. Like, I'd way, prefer listening to the original Highest in the Room than this remix. Like, not gonna lie, after I listened to this a few times, I just took it off my playlist for this album, and I replaced it with the regular Highest in the Room, just because Rosalia on this, they do something really weird with her voice. Like, her voice is pretty good. If you listen to her live and stuff like that, nice voice. And yet, you know how Travis has his auto-tune? They try to give her an auto-tune. Travis's auto-tune is, amazing. Every single song, it's, perfect. With her, though, they didn't really know what to do, so they did something weird with her auto-tune. They, put it up, three times more than what Travis had it, so it's super auto-tune sounding, very strange. If you ever listen to a normal Rosalia song, you'll be kind of confused how she sounds like in this song. I didn't really think that auto-tune suited her voice, and she kind of ruins the song a little bit. She does speak in Spanish, though. Sounds pretty cool, more internationally appealing and all that, so for fans of hers in other countries, I'm sure they like that. They might even listen to this song more now that she's in it. Then you have Lil Baby appearing near the end of the track, around here. And he does an okay job. I like Lil Baby, I like Gunna, I like Young Thug. But I'm gonna be honest, hearing his part on here, he tries to go with the rhythm of this beat. And in a way, he almost tries to mimic Travis's flow on the original version, and he kind of fails just a little bit, because he's trying to obviously copy the rhythm and flow of this amazing song, Highest in the Room. So, I'm gonna have to say that Lil Baby did okay. His verse is fine, but I prefer the original version with Travis, honestly, over this version, but that's what the album starts with. So next up we have JackBoys. Yes, this track is called JackBoys, and the album and the song name, both the same. Interesting. So, kind of like Astroworld and, lots of other albums have intros, JackBoys is kind of like the stargazing of this album. So, stargazing on Astroworld was kind of like the intro to that album. Funny thing about stargazing is the song, the first 2 minutes of the song is just this really nice kind of melodic intro introducing you to the vibe and feeling of Astroworld. That's why I really like stargazing, rolling, 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 got me stargazing. But then it kind of switches up near the end and it changes. Perfect way to start the Astroworld album. I feel like stargazing is very slept on. And this JackBoys song off the JackBoys album is kind of like that. It's very short. It's 50 seconds of just this really nice synth beat. Very cool. Apparently, Wonder Girl made this. She produced this track, so I love her stuff. She's great. She's worked with so many artists like Lil Uzi Vert, Big Sean, Eminem, lots and lots of others. Like you've definitely heard her produce lots of different songs if you listen to rap music. So she actually worked on producing this track here. She did a fantastic job with this. Really sets the mood for this JackBoys album. So honestly, I'd recommend skipping Highest in the Room. Just starting with this one. This is the real intro to the album. Really nice sound, kind of short, but every single time I listen to this playlist, I start with this one right here. It sounds great. I love this. Good job with this one, JackBoys. JackBoys. Still think the name being the same as the album and the artists is kind of funny. Next we have Gang Gang. Now this is like an official single for the album. A music video for this is out right now. JackBoys with Sheck Wes. Sheck Wes, awesome by the way, love his music. Some tracks that he made are a little bit strange, I'll admit. Some of his recent ones especially kinda had me going, what is going on in this music video? But you know what? He's doing what he likes to do. He's unique, he's different, and I think that's why Travis likes him. So, Gang Gang, this... I've watched the music video multiple times. There's like the new Tesla truck and everything in that. Great music video, by the way. It gives you more backstory on the album artwork here, so I like how they tied that in. Gang Gang, though, not my #1 most favorite song off this new album, but it was pretty interesting. I like the beat on this. Very, very catchy. Like, after listening to this like 1 or 2 times, it's stuck in my head. Sheck Wes on this has some really good like lines and stuff. Really gets in your head. This one really gets in your head. Like, that's all I can say. Gang Gang. And near the end here, it kind of like gets mixed up. I really like what they do with like the background instrumental beat with this. Kind of like hypnotic. It gets in your head. Like this one a lot. So I understand why they used it as their kind of like lead single for this JackBoys album here. Next we have Had Enough with Don Toliver, Quavo, and Offset. So Quavo and Offset are not part of the Cactus Jack Records. They're not signed to Cactus Jack Records. They're not part of the JackBoys, but they are on this song. So Don Toliver, really happy for him, by the way. He had recent fame. For those that are on TikTok, you probably heard his song No Idea, which was basically became a meme this year. I've seen like countless TikTok memes using his No Idea song, and he has a great voice, by the way, so really cool that, you know, he's signed Travis Scott's label. He has him on this album here. I think we're gonna see more of him in the future, definitely. So this song right here, Had Enough, starts out very, very interestingly, because like the first, I want to say 25 seconds or so is very slow, kind of like a more chill and quiet song, which you can expect from Don Toliver. But you see Quavo and Offset on this, and you're like, how in the world are Quavo and Offset gonna rap on this really kind of like slow, melodic, almost R&B style beat? Like, what's going on here? And then at like the 30-second mark, 28-second mark, it switches up, the beat drops, and it's really nice. You know, nice vibe going to it. I liked it a lot when it did that. Like, it kind of subverts your expectations of what the song's gonna be. And then like the rest of it's pretty good. Quavo, Travis, you know, working together again on a collaborative album of sorts here, kind of like they did with Huncho Jack Huncho, so that's nice. Always cool to hear Offset's voice. I've really grown to like his voice in music a lot recently. So this is a good one. Not my favorite one on the album, but pretty good track. Definitely fits very well after Gang Gang. Like, after this one gets you kind of pumped into a different mood, this one kind of changes it up again. So Had Enough, definitely a good one on here. Next we have Out West. Now, for those that know me, you'll know that I'm a Young Thug fan, and Travis Scott and Young Thug, I don't think they've ever done a bad track together. In fact, so many of their tracks are so good that there are a ton of unreleased tracks with Young Thug and Travis, which is very, very disappointing. Like, no joke, right now on YouTube, go type in Travis Scott, Young Thug, yeah. That's one of my favorite songs of theirs, and it's unreleased. That was supposed to be on one of the previous albums, and it was scrapped because apparently it was leaked, and Travis doesn't really like to put out songs that leaked, and yeah, I understand, but it was such a good song. So they work on a lot of music together. He's featured on this song, Out West. This is by far my favorite one. Young Thug actually switches up his flow in this track right here, which Young Thug doesn't do in every song, but he does in a few of them, and he does it in this one. It's really nice. His voice gets like all like changed up, kind of goes with the beat and stuff on this. Really good, really, really good. I like Out West a lot. This is probably my most listened to song off this new JackBoys album. I think I've listened to this one like 30 times already since it came out. Like every single time I go on this, I click on this one first to listen to it. Out West. Great track. If you're a Young Thug fan, if you like Thugger, this is one for you. Next we have What to Do featuring Don Toliver, JackBoys, Don Toliver. So this one is interesting. So this one gives me Stop Trying to Be God vibes from Astroworld. So for those that are Travis fans, for those that have listened to Astroworld, Stop Trying to Be God has a really, really nice beat to it. Very slow compared to other Travis Scott tracks. And the chorus for this one is very hypnotic. It basically repeats like what to do over and over again. Very hypnotic beat. Like it gets in your head, you feel it. And it's really like a chill, slow kind of song to vibe to. Really good. Like I like this one a lot. It reminds me of Stop Trying to Be God. If that song had like a sequel, this is what it would be. Don Toliver's voice, man, that guy is going to go places. I don't think he even knows it yet. If he keeps doing stuff with Travis, sky's the limit. So this is really good. Really, really good song. This is probably going to be the most underrated one as well. I can feel it already. Everyone's going to listen to like Out West, and this one because it has Quavo and Offset, and this one because it's the single and it has Sheck West on it. I think this one's going to be the slept on one from this album, so definitely check it out if you're interested. Really, really good. Kind of gives me, like I said, that Stop Trying to Be God vibe. Again, slow song, kind of deep though, meaningful. I like it. And then we have Gotti, which, or Gaddy, I think it's Gotti. So this right here sounds like a 6ix9ine song. It sounds, I mean, like the name sounds like a title for a Tekashi 6ix9ine song. So I was very surprised when I saw this on the album, you know. The rest of the songs have normal names, like What to Do, Out West, Had Enough, Gang Gang. I was like, okay, these all sound like songs that Travis would put on his album. JackBoys, okay, I get it. And then I see this, and I'm like, wait, that sounds like a Tekashi 6ix9ine song title. So I was kinda surprised by that. So this one is not a Tekashi 6ix9ine song, but it is the most lit song, in my opinion, on the album. This one right here is fire. The beat reminds me of a lot of Designers, Panda, like the track instrumental on this. Like, for real, listen to this. I don't know if it's Pop Smoke's, if it's his, like, flow. That kind of reminds me of Designer on the song Panda, or if it's the beat. But this song right here, most fire track, even though I like Out West the most, I'll admit, this one right here, ooh, this one gets me pumped up. This one gets you hyped right here. So I was a little bit surprised that this one did not get the music video and the single like Gang Gang did. Hopefully they give this one like a music video later or something, but ooh, this one's really good if you're only going to listen to one song from this album. This one will definitely convince you to check out the rest of the tracks. Gaddy over here, ooh, so good. So, Pop Smoke, by the way, he's a pretty cool guy. I listened to his song Dior a few months ago. I think that was one of his first tracks that I really, really liked or something. I put it on like one of my playlists. Nice flow. I like his voice. He's different, different than from others that kind of sound the same. He definitely brings something very, very special to this track here with his flow and everything. Like that a lot. Also, in that Dior music video, he's wearing a Sorayama Dior collab jacket, which is amazing. It's pretty cool that Dior is starting to get some recognition in the rap world. I've always liked Dior, so seeing people like Lil Baby, Pop Smoke over here naming songs with the Dior in the name or wearing Dior clothes in public and stuff, that's pretty awesome. I know Gunna and Young Thug have done that in the past, but Pop Smoke and Lil Baby are definitely the ones that are really repping Dior in public and stuff, so I like that. That's going off a side note, but I'm just talking about Pop Smoke. But this track right here, really good. Most fire track on this album. Like this one right here, 10 out of 10. If you want to get hyped, listen to this one. 10 out of 10 for that. And then you have Out West, which even though this might not be a 10 out of 10, I give this one like 9 out of 10. Really like this one, especially because Thugger's on it. Beat is great. And then I kind of like this one. This one's underrated with Don Toliver, great voice and stuff. This is probably like my third favorite on the album. And then I really, really like this instrumental, kind of like JackBoys intro to the JackBoys album. Wonder Girl, she produced this. She did a fantastic job. I feel like people are going to just skip this. Please listen to this. Really, really good. And then you have Gang Gang. I think this is like my favorite after that one. And then we have Had Enough, which is interesting, but I think I can see me skipping this one in the future. Quavo and Offset, they're great. The song kind of subverts your expectations. Like I said, with switching up the beat here, adding the drop and everything, it kind of picks up, gets cool. I like it. Quavo and Offset's flow on this kind of reminds me of Walk It and Talk It. If you're familiar with Migos, the song they did featuring Drake from like a year or two ago, that's what their flow on this kind of reminds me of how they did it on that, especially since the beat is kind of slower on this. And yeah, that's basically the album. So we got Gotti here, we have What to Do, and then after that we're back to Highest in the Room, which I don't really like this version, like I mentioned already. But overall, I think this is the third collaborative kind of effort for a Travis Scott style album he's done. Huncho Jack Huncho, and before all that he kind of did a collab album, kind of like an EP with a few other artists. I forget the name of that one. I'm a bad Travis Scott fan, but Huncho Jack Huncho was kind of underrated. I think it got a lot of like 6 out of 10s, scores like that. That album definitely deserves like an 8 at least, in my opinion. And this one, even though it is short, the tracks that it has on it are pretty good. Like I said, I give this one like a 9, and the other one like a 10. The other tracks I'd give like 7s. So you know what? I give this one a 7.5 out of 10. As a complete package, 7.5 out of 10. Pretty good. Give it a listen. JackBoys. Good album. I want to see more of this from Travis in the future. Some more collaborative efforts with, his record label mates. They're at Cactus Jack Records, and can't wait to see what Travis Scott has in store for his next album. I have a feeling it's going to be amazing, and hopefully this time he can win his Grammy, because he definitely deserves it. I can't believe they didn't give him the Grammy. He was so disappointed about that too. So hopefully next time, Travis, you can do it. In the meantime, I'm gonna be listening to this album. Really like it. Definitely check it out. And yeah, that's it for this review. So if you like this ASMR Music Geek review, let me know in the comments. Please be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. All of that good stuff. If you want to help support the channel, go on to Patreon, to patreon.com/ASMRGaming. You can be included in monthly shout-out videos, get into our Discord server, and lots of other cool stuff, so definitely check that out. And yeah, thanks again for watching, and I will see you all next time. So long, and farewell.